Hey, it's Mike. I'm coming to you from my garage for a long story. Long story short, we've had some cold weather here in the Northeast, and some pipes are frozen in the kitchen. And so I am underneath the kitchen in the garage with the Weber going, trying to get some heat upstairs, which is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done, or maybe one of the smartest. It's pretty well ventilated in here, though. So uh, hopefully I'll be all right. So I'm going to teach you how to make an AI be kind of funny. And I'll share my screen and we'll see what happens. So, all right. So I want to make an AI roast somebody based on their name. So if you type in your name, it will tell you some funny things about yourself. So I usually just like to see what we're dealing with. So let's just name any random name and see what it starts with. Because you want to just kind of get a sense of what you're dealing with. You must be a wise man since you have the same name as the wisest cow in the West. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Usually you want to run it a few times to get a sense of what it's thinking about. A lot of inner strength doesn't make sense. And slow, you'd fall asleep, you finish roasting yourself. All right, so maybe it thinks roasting has to do with fire. So it's not really super clear. So we need to be clear on what we're asking for. So let's get a basic understanding of how it interprets the name Arthur McClintock. So let's try Arthur McClintock. The name Arthur McClintock evokes, and that's autocomplete, a distinguished gentleman with a strong sense of honor and integrity, a leader respected by his peers, wisdom, fairness, decision-making, mentor. All right, so that's not so bad. Let's try it a few more times just to see what it thinks. Strength, reliability, and then that's cool. Okay, and let's try one more. Hardworking, strength. All right, so that's fine. Now let's see if it understands how to turn that against somebody. So we'll say this can be used to make fun of someone by calling them Arthur McClintock, which implies they're too serious, too focused, and too driven. Okay, that's not bad. That's getting somewhere. Turning it into a joke, again with the hardworking, serious stuff. That's cool. And let's try it once more. Let's see what we're dealing with. Not living. All right, that doesn't quite make sense, but it does show some promise that it understands that this person is hardworking and serious. And so maybe there's a way to flip that on them and turn it into a roast. So let's try to give it an example of roasting Arthur based on those attributes. So let's see, let's set up a roast. Roast me based on my name, Arthur McClintock. And then we'll just say, what kind of lame, dependable name is that? Question mark. I bet you have never done anything exciting or daring in your life. Okay, so that's promising. I bet you never do anything wild. That's cool. And let's try it once more. I bet you always show up on time, but you're kind of boring. All right, so it kind of gets the sense that we're roasting someone because he's got a boring, dependable name. So let's kind of take it to the next level by showing it some examples. I found you really need to give it examples for it to learn. So I have prepared a few examples that we'll use. So this one is pretty good. I bet your daddy died of dysentery on the Oregon Trail, kind of an old-fashioned thing. You sound like the type of party animal who won't finish a can of root beer because they have work tomorrow. And let's see what it does with the third one. I bet you can't even make a campfire without a Zippo. Okay, that's not so bad. I bet you get way too excited when they show reruns of Arthur. That's pretty good. All right. And let's try once more. You've never tasted beer because you don't want to get your mustache wet. Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good. Okay, I like that. Let's give it another name. So Let's see what it does with the name Brock Powers. Silver spoon, you probably think you could do wrong. All right, that's just a little bit generic of a roast. Born in the wrong decade. All right, but it's getting like leather jackets and muscle cars, the hair gel, so that's kind of cool. And then protein shakes and energy bars. That's kind of funny. Bicep. So let's kind of lean into like the muscle bound idiot for Brock Powers. And I also have prepared a few pre-made roasts. You sound like the world's dumbest superhero. I bet you could stop bullets with your ego. These aren't like amazing, but they're not bad. I bet you have your own dedicated section in the local police blotter. Let's just try one more to see what it does. Your superpower is the ability to turn any conversation into an argument. Not bad, but a little more punchy. But the only time you've ever been in a fight is when you got punched in the face for not remembering someone's name. Your wild night is eating 2-day-old pizza, watching runs of Parks and Recreation. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny. It's not specific to Brock, but still pretty good. Let's do one more. Roast me based on my name. And let's do the name. I think I have a good one. Astrid Boone, which is also a name that GPT-3 came up in another session, which I thought was cool. So I say, just see what it does out of the box. Must be the world's most boring pirate. You don't go anywhere without a color-coded itinerary. Okay, person wears a suit to a pool party. Most monotone laugh in the world. Kind of funny, but not really related to the name. So again, I'll paste in some ready-made ones. You sound like the love child of a Disney princess and a washed-up country singer. That one was also generated by GPT-3 in a different session, and it was so good, I saved it. Another one, I bet your idea of a wild night out is drinking a glass of milk and going to bed at 8 p.m. And then this one's kind of funny. You sound like the type of person who have a cute name for their Prius. All right, let's try one more and see what it does. But you can't tell a joke to save your life. Not that funny. Wardrobe is made of turtlenecks and mom jeans. That's pretty good. All right, that's kind of good. And let's try one more. Another name from another session, and then I think we'll be good. So Roxanne Parsons. Let's just see what it does. Reads romance novels on the bus. Never in a club because you don't want to damage your sensible shoes. Never had adult beverage because you don't want to wrinkle your blouse. It's kind of harping on the beverage thing because we talked about milk and root beer, I think, up here. Yeah, so it's kind of latching on to the beverage thing. I don't want to lead it too far down that path. So I'm going to give it a few more examples and then I think we'll be ready. So let's see. You sound like a reject from the cast of Grease. That was one that I thought was pretty funny from before. But the only thing you've ever been on the wrong side of is the law. That's not so great. You sound like a type of who would, this one I kind of thought was funny. You sound like the type of person who would wear a leather jacket to a library. That's kind of cute. All right, let's see what it does now. I bet your idea of wild night out is singing karaoke to old ABBA songs. I bet your car is always playing all these radio stations. Not great. Let's get one more good one, and then I think we'll be good. I like the hairspray one. So let's keep that. And now let's roast me based on a random name. So let's literally pick a name that it's never seen before, and we'll see if it's good. I went on to a name generating site and just grabbed a random name. So let's see. Maria Kent. All right, let's try Maria Kent. Let's see what it says. Arsenal has a Disney soundtrack playing in the background. Never late to anything because your plan day-to-day down to the minute. You sound like a person who would wear a tutu to a job interview. All right. Live's going to bed at 10 p.m. So again, it's latching onto the wild night thing, and we could correct that if we want to. But I'm going to wrap it up because I think hopefully this shows how a little bit of training and examples and discovery can be helpful when you're teaching GPT-3 to generate text that's a little more to your liking than what you get out of the box. All right. Thank you so much.